Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Brown Talks. Today in this video we're going to talk about which province should we choose if you want to study in Canada. We're going to talk about that law in detail. In our first part in our video we did talk about DLI, designated learning institutions. We talk about how you can choose universities from the 30 listed provinces. In each province we do have universities, and just to be more specific and how we can align our thoughts to which province should we consider going if you want to study, we're going to talk about in this video. Hope you like this video. Give it a like, share and subscribe. If you have any comments, write them down below. We're going to head start now. So how do we choose a province and what do we have to consider to choose a province in Canada? First thing we're going to consider here is, as my all understand this, it's all about your province choice. It really matters. You understand this when you go to Canada. So basically it's all about finances, how you're going to finance your studies. You need to have that plan as well. And job markets and the internship opportunities as well differ by region and territory and provinces. So immigration pathways, they are very important as well. If you've got the idea of staying in Canada for longer terms, then immigration pathways, you need to consider this when you choose. For instance, for when you make a choice which province you have to go to do your study. So basically we're going to talk about everything that you need to know to get started. So the first is cost of living. Very important for a student. If you were like an employee or if you worked in Canada, it wouldn't be a problem. You'd find a way, but so you are a student. You have rent to pay, you have food to eat, you have transport to use as well. So you need to consider all of these. Cost of living is very important, should be in your first list when you want to consider choosing your province in Canada. So for example, we can look at British Columbia and Ontario. Either prices. Alberta, Atlantic Canada offer better value as compared to BC and Ontario. They might be expensive, but they offer better values compared. So it's all about comparison. You compare one province with the other, and that's how you get. So food and daily costs, they are, so we have these Atlantic provinces, they're really great as well, but the British Columbia, Ontario, these provinces are way expensive. Transport, everything is expensive. There's major cities, they have transit, but smaller towns, smaller territories, provinces, they do often require you to have a car as well. So you have to consider all of these. So when you look at the British Columbia and other very expensive provinces in Canada, they have the rent, expensive food and moderate transport. But Ontario is higher rent, moderate food and good transit. As compared to British Columbia, it's much better. But we do have other options here, Alberta and Atlantic Canada. What we mean by the word Atlantic Canada is Nova Scotia and Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, and with the Prince Edward Islands. So we're talking about, when we say Atlantic Canada, we're talking about these provinces. Saskatchewan is more better as well. We can say it's much better as to other provinces, but we're going to talk about why that might not be of your interest as well. So cost of living, very important. You need to mark this and understand your cost of living. If they're very expensive, well, if you can afford them, no worries, but if you think you can't, then you need to consider this option, cost of living. You need to make a list of the provinces that have lower cost of living. So everything we talked about, food, transport, rent and everything. So that's the first thing you need to understand. The second is tuition fees, very important for international students. As we know, domestic students, as you compare it to international students, international students do pay a lump sum amount, we can say an amount that's way much expensive than domestic students. So for international students, you need to understand tuition fees as well. If like 50k per year, way expensive, 30k way expensive. So if you can afford it, no worries. If you know it's not for you, but if you're thinking of as international students, if you think you can't really get into these expensive tuition fees, then you need to consider tuition fees as well. So programs like engineering, business, science, we do know they cost more than arts and social science. That's very logical. College are generally more affordable than universities. You could look for that, but universities are much better. So you compare to when you look at the job opportunities and whatsoever. So it's a question of some of the lowest international institutions in Canada. It does the province. So always check the specific institution, not just the province average. So you need to go ahead in their according website. But in general, you can have that look of tuition fees, how these provinces do charge international students. So we have Ontario, very expensive, British Columbia, Alberta, we do know they're very expensive. Atlantic Canada, Atlantic Canada, Manitoba and Quebec are much lower as we compare them with the others. Saskatchewan is lower as well. So we do have these ideas. So we need to understand the cost of living, as we talked about in the previous slide. But here, it's all about tuition fees. How much do you pay per year? Is it really expensive? Is it 20k, 15k, or is it much way expensive, like 40, 30, 35, very expensive? Major big cities, they might charge you that as well, so you're an international student. So you need to consider the tuition fees as well when you make your choices of which province I should go or which province should I reside or go ahead and study. Then you need to consider cost of living first, then tuition fees. Next, very important. Next one is job opportunities. If you've got the idea of staying in Canada permanently, job opportunities, very important. Part-time work, not only after graduation as well, but when you study as well. If you want to make a little bit of money, then part-time work really works fine. So major big cities, they do have these opportunities, but also more competition it means. So major big cities, a lot of people are there, a lot of students are there, they love it there. So it means a lot of competition. So major big cities. So we're not looking for really big cities here to do our studies, but we're looking for something that's not way expensive, but that can still get us a job opportunity. That's what we're talking about. So that's what we're saying here when we say job opportunities, not only after you graduate, but before you graduate, as you do your studies, you have to know whether that province has got job opportunities that we will talk about here. So in demand as well, according to your fields, you need to understand that internship and co-op as well. These are very important as well. If your university demands a co-op or internship as well, you need to know if they've got that kind of facilities in there or sectors. And so you need to understand that. So job opportunities is very important even after you graduate. That's one way of getting your permanent residency card. It's very important and understandable to go ahead and understand this. So first we talked about the cost of living. Second, we talked about tuition fees. Third, now we're talking about job opportunities. Very important to consider which province to choose. The next one is immigration pathways. Immigration pathways is for you the best way for you to turn your study permit into a permanent residency. So you can become a permanent resident in Canada. Very great opportunity. So if you want to really understand that and want to go ahead with it, then you need to consider which province provides better immigration pathways than others, or is it really competitive? Am I not going to get a quota there or whatsoever? So you need to understand that and make sure your province has this immigration pathways. You've got the intention of staying in Canada longer term, but it doesn't matter if you want to come back to your home country and do your thing. Don't bother about it. So this is what we're talking about. Immigration pathway is very important. PR, we're going to talk about this in another video, but here we're just mentioning what you have to consider, which province to choose, and under that province you need to make sure your university, also your field, supports the immigration pathways as well. So this the PGWP, that's for postgraduate students. So we're going to talk about that a lot in another video, but here we're only mentioning what things to consider to choose your province. So schools and programs, very important. So we talked about DLIs in our previous videos. We did see universities under these 13 provinces of Canada which are approved by the government and which do host and can host international students. So we did talk about this in our previous videos. IRCC website, canada.ca, we did talk about it in our previous video. If you want to check them out, you can go ahead and watch our first video in the Study in Canada series. So schools and programs, you need to understand if the university you're applying to does provide the specific programs. you are looking for. While I was applying, I did have a look at some programs, and they were not in that listed in that university. So all of them do support that. For example, in science, art, and whatsoever, you have to check whether they have that program in schools according to liking. We can't say it's not important, but it is somewhat, it depends on people's interest. Well, do we have to talk about climate? Does it matter? Because you can maybe grab a coat and put it on, and it would be fine. It wouldn't be a bother if it's like extreme cold or whatever, but it depends on people, especially when it's winters. In Canada, we do know there are colds in Canada, very extreme winters. So if you don't really feel like, they need to understand this as well, see which province has really extreme cold, extreme winters and whatsoever. If you really like into mild and moderate provinces, you can go ahead and look for that as well when you're looking for how to pick your province or city size. But if you really like a really urban energy, you're really looking for that, you can go ahead and look for and pick that province to your liking. So, but you have to consider all of these, all of the things we've talked about. This video, so cultural diversity as well, very important. Easier to find your community, how you do all of it. So we've talked about this, we've talked about all these points that we've seen back in this. So we need to understand, how do we choose the province, so that under that province we choose our university. And not only that, we're going to go right through the universities and see if they do have the option to advance our program and whatsoever. So final advice if you, for whatever it is, choose what fits you. Don't look for clothes that other people have worn. Don't look for them fit you. Have your own clothing, have your own thoughts. You have your own thoughts, and everything is going to be really fine. So your budget, can you afford the rent, the tuition without financial stress, career goals to other province, have jobs and crops in your field, immigration plans, costs we talked about in this video. So you need to consider all of them and be somewhere it's really nice for you, it's really fits you. The tendency of the intensity of the numbers doesn't really matter, but you need to look for a range where you can be fine. Or if I've got this, it's going to be fine for me. I can choose this province, it's really good for me. The climate, the cost of living. We've talked about everything, the immigration pathways. If you want to stay, do you stay in Canada for longer terms? All of these, so you need to understand all of them and choose your province. So very important idea he talked about. I hope you liked it, and it's all about applications for fall 2026. We do know that has already passed, but for winter could be due in like about maybe a month from now. So anywhere you are, but it's all about applying to Canada universities earlier, submit them, get ready for them, choose your province, choose universities, and then so on. The next video we can talk about other things as well, but this is it for this part, studying Canada series part 2. We're going to talk about other thing in part 3. Well, thank you for staying with me all through the 30 minutes. Really hope you enjoyed my videos. Give it a like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to write your questions under the comments. If you have any ideas on what topics I could do a video, give my share on it, and go ahead and comment down below. That's it for today. Really thank you very much. Have a good one.